Stoinis 122.
Oh, terrible ball.
That'll go again. 4 to Stoinis. Tate. Goodness. Chris Lynn has taken the wild thing and sent him possibly over the roof. Keys went a man. That is the best catch you'll see. There is now Jordan Silk.
The best field from Australia, Richard Chronic says.
Jordan Silk takes one of the great catches.
You are now listening to the SuperCoach Experience.
Hopefully win this game and we can have a drink after. Don't bluff, baby.
I'm not blushing.
Like some boom kick.
Haven't added myself. Hi, guys. Welcome to the SuperCoach Experience podcast. I'm your host, Brendan Savage, the coach of the struggling Savage Strikers. I'm up in the sticks at 10,000 odd. I've had a rough start. First round, I captained Chris Lynn, and he absolutely flopped. He's one of my favorite players, but geez, he's really rocks and diamonds. Last round, I vice-captain looped Rashid Khan. Probably wasn't the best captain option for the week, but regardless, he still did me much better than that first week of Chris Lynn. But looking on to the next 2 weeks, hopefully going onwards and upwards, Jake is actually in 43rd at the moment, so he's absolutely killing it. And Mikey's not far behind at, I think he's 400th or something. So a really good start to the other SC Experience boys. So we are focusing on Melbourne Stars and the Perth Scorchers. Obviously, the Melbourne Stars have a double game week this week, so you really want to load up on these sorts of players. And the Perth Scorchers, they also have a double game week next round, so we really want to focus on these two teams. If you feel like you've got too many Stars players, obviously go for a Perth Scorchers player, so you're really set up for next week, and you're not trying to get everyone out. But unlike most other weeks, the Melbourne Stars don't have a bye next week, so that is the key factor this week, that you can pretty much load up however many you feel is comfortable with yourself. If you are struggling, maybe just go all out on Stars, because I feel like that is probably the good tactic to try and get out ahead, win some head-to-heads, and hopefully get going forward in your BBL SuperCoach campaign. Top Sport is Australia's best Australian bookie. They've got exclusive BBL markets this season, so make sure to sign up using the code SCEXPERIENCE. Over 18, gamble responsibly. We did recommend a SuperCoach Experience Big Bash Banker in round 1, and that absolutely flopped. So we're kind of just recommending tips here on out, because we don't really want to promote something that is going to lose. So we're just going to give out our tips just to people who ask for it, and then we'll go from there. So make sure you use the code SCEXPERIENCE when signing up with Top Sport. Honestly, great app. Get on there. If you haven't signed up, sign up. It's a great. They take real good care of you. So Melbourne Stars players, let's start off there
Tonight, though.
A peach of a delivery. That is his best ball. What execution from the leg spinner. The wrong and through the gate.
Melbourne Stars players you want to load up on this week. So obviously Marcus Stoinis came back last week and he lost a total of $13,000. Scored 13 last week. Now I got him in last week, so hence probably a reason I'm struggling. I'm getting in players that are struggling. But double game week this week, he's got 2 cracks of the dice. Will he bowl? He didn't bowl last round, so I don't think he's going to bowl, to be honest. So don't rely on that, but he's opening the batting. He's got every chance to score massive. And Marcus Stoinis, one of the best Big Bash players. And, with these campaign Big Bash players, Josh Felipe, he's showing it over and over again. He's the hot player of the tournament. But Darcy Short, again, last night, absolutely killed it. And these sort of players, they always come back. It's boys against men with these sorts of players in the Big Bash. They're playing against grade cricketers who are barely in second grade. So, Marcus Stoinis, really good one to get in, along with Glenn Maxwell. If you haven't already got him in, Glenn Maxwell is a perfect one to get in this week. probably the lowest you'll ever get him, 164,000 with a break even of 138. So arguably he might not reach that, but one good game and he probably hits that. So I bold prediction. It's not really a bold prediction, but bold prediction is Glenn Maxwell won't go lower than this price all season. He's bowling himself an over or two each game. So I really like the Glenn Maxwell purchase this week, and I've got the captaincy straight on him. I really don't need to have the captaincy straight on him, but in a really unlucky world, if he scores 1 and gets injured, that's the only scenario where you won't loop. If he scores 20 this week, you've still got to risk it and choose someone else who's got to have a blinder of a game next game. So you're probably always looping Maxwell because he's the only one who's got a double game week this week, unless you're going with Andre Russell or Marcus Stoinis or Adam Zampa or something. Straight captain. I am best off VCing him, so I probably will. But I don't want to mess around with that. Joe Clark at the price, opening the batting. 92,000, and he's back at wicket keeping with Peter Neville out of the side with the return of Marcus Stoinis. I think he's a nice little one to have a dabble at with a break even of 61. If he really doesn't reach that this week, I think he's a flop. He's an international player. International players shouldn't stay out of form for so long. So I really think that this is the avenue for all batsmen in the star side to really go big. Andre Russell is another one that is on the list. He scored 18 last week. He's lost a bit of pace about him, so I'm not that much of a fan of him, but I do see the appeal in Andre Russell. That being said, he's honestly lost a bit of pace. So that was the main reason he scored so big in previous years. And he was that pinch hitter role at number 5, number 6 in this side. Glenn Maxwell is there as their player that they want to put in there. Obviously he'll probably get a bat if Maxwell is already out. That's regardless of that. But if the openers stay in, Maxwell's going in next, not Andre Russell. So that's why I don't like the Andre Russell trade. But I do see the appeal in him 100%. Adam Zampa and Nathan Coulter-Nile are the bowlers for the Stars that I think will benefit heaps. Coulter-Nile coming back from injury or the Australian A Tour. I'm pretty sure it's injury. He didn't play in the Australian A Tour actually. But come back from injury. He always absolutely lights it up. So I probably wouldn't get him in because I'm not sure what his fitness is like, but don't be surprised if he comes back and absolutely blitzes out. I know I'm just sitting on the fence here, but that's the kind of player he is. He is quality. If he's fit and ready to go, he'll be fit and ready to go. Adam Zampa, obviously T20 specialist, and will score lots of points for you this week. In the double game week, and hopefully he scores 5-far, 3-far, 2 3-fers, 2 2-fers. I don't know, but bowlers are really scoring well this tournament, and arguably bowlers are scoring better in less performances than the batters are in great performances, if that makes sense. So Wes Agar, 111 in the week just gone with a 3-far, and Matt Wade, 93 off how many balls, and scored 128. So the difference there is absolutely ridiculous. So these bowlers are really crucial this tournament. So let's focus on some Scorchers players. So the difference in the upcoming weeks with the Scorchers and the Stars compared to the Brisbane Heat and Adelaide Strikers, the Brisbane Heat and Adelaide Strikers have buys straight after their double game week, whereas these two teams coming up don't. So you can load up as much as you want. I think I've already said that, but you can load up as much as you want and it won't affect you. So load up on Stars this week and load up on Scorchers next week. But if there's certain players that you're not keen on, we've obviously seen that just because they're playing a double game week doesn't mean they're going to score even over 10. Like look at Daniel Hughes that week. And I've honestly had multiple players score so low in double game weeks. So maybe instead of loading up on Stars players, because obviously if Stoinis has a really good game, then someone who's batting 4 is hardly going to get a chance. So let's move on to the Scorchers players that I think are ones to look out for.
For the strikers, Lynn. Oh, absolute beauty from Neza. Pitches on middle, gets past the outside edge, thunders into the stumps. It's a start they needed. It's perfect for the strikers.
Obviously, Andrew Ty is an experienced campaigner. I spoke about him pre-season in the Big Bash. Scored 90 on the weekend with 3 wickets. He 149,000. He is T20 specialist. He's someone that you probably got to get in either this week or next week. As well as Jason Behrendorff. He gets wickets up front and he's bowling more overs during the middle now, which I really like about him. He's awkward to face. Both of these players are. Andrew Ty changes it up a lot. Behrendorff just has that awkward bounce. Some motorbikes going on in the background. Jason Behrendorff has that awkward bounce that batsmen just don't like in T20. So these two players are absolute chances at great scores next week. And also this week, they're in good form. Perth Scorchers are in a really good system. So I like the look of these two players. Obviously, scoring 100 on the weekend, Colin Munro is going to be on everyone's radar at 141,000 with a break-even of -13. You probably want to consider getting him in this week. If he goes ballistic again, he is a chance at going above 200,000 this week. So Colin Munro, probably someone you've got to decide on this week whether you want him or not. I'm not that keen, to be honest, but as again, I'm on the fence here. I see the appeal, but if I was in the top 100, I'd definitely go Colin Munro this week because I feel like he's going to be popularly owned next week, opening batting in a double game week side. He's just genuine option for someone in the top 100. But if you're outside that top 100 and need to take a punt, I would probably stay away from someone like Colin Munro. There's also Cameron Bancroft, who played really well on the other day, but obviously with the inclusion of Josh Inglis possibly coming back, I don't want to say steer clear again, but I'd be wary. I would wait till next week to get him in. Break even of 0. So he will make money this week, but hopefully you're banking on him not scoring well this week. There is also the likes of Ashton Turner. If you like the look of him, I'm not a fan of him, but I'd be really keen on the Australian A players coming back. Josh Inglis, I would very much consider when he's coming back. And obviously Mitch Marsh, if he's available for the double game week, he's straight in my side. He's so cheap and he's an absolute T20 gun. His performance in the T20 World Cup was something to be just absolutely great. So yeah, I'll be looking at getting him in, and obviously Jai Richardson at the price. It's very heavy, but just what he produced last year, he's got to be to consider in your side. Really appreciate everyone for watching. Hope the content was good today. I'm obviously not doing it every round. I've just got to do it when the right time is. My podcast schedule has to line up with the end of one round and the start of another. So I've really got to be careful with when I release podcasts, but who knows, you might see one mid-round coming up, or you might see one. It's going to be all over the place, to be honest, but appreciate you guys for watching. And yeah, that's it. See you next time.
Stoinis 122.
Oh, terrible ball.
That'll go again. 4 to Stoinis. Chris Lynn has taken the wild thing and sent him possibly over the roof. Keys went it, man. Oh, can't believe it. That is the best catch you'll see.
There he is now, Jordan Silk, the best fielder in Australia, Richard Chronic says.
Jordan Silk takes one of the great catches.
You are now listening to the SuperCoach Experience.
Hopefully win this game and we can have a drink after. Don't blush, baby.
I'm not blushing.